Hi, this is Rabbi Yitz Stelm of the Jewish Student Union of St. Louis. Welcome to this week's Moments of Inspiration. Well, we're picking up from last week's Torah portion of getting the Torah. We're not losing any time. Parshas Mishpatim tells us a list of laws of how the Jewish people should live their lives. There are laws about morality. There are laws about monetary issues. It's very interesting that there's one thing that's mentioned more than once, and that's how we treat a stranger. I wanted to focus on the second time that it says in this week's Parsha. In chapter 23, verse 9, Perek Chav Gimel, Pasuk Tes, the Torah tells us, V'ger lo silchatz, you shall not oppress a stranger. V'atem yedatem es nefesh hager, and you know the soul of the ger, ki gerim hayisem be'eretz Mitzrayim, because you were strangers in the land of Mitzrayim, in Egypt. Rashi wants to know, what does that mean, that you know the soul of the stranger? Rashi says, Kamakashalo kishalo chatzimoso. What that means is that you know how hard it is for him when they oppress him. And what's interesting about that Rashi is, I would understand if you were going to say, don't do it because it happened to you. On a certain level, it's just not nice. Don't do something that was done to you, even though it was so long ago. But why is Rashi saying that he's understanding the Torah that you shouldn't do what was done because you know the feeling? Wait a second, no I don't. That was 3,000 years ago. My sainted Rebbe of blessed memory, Rabbi Henoch Leibowitz, said that Rashi is telling us a penetrating insight into the human capacity for feeling. It's true, it was thousands of years ago when we were in Egypt. But that is something, that feeling is something that is interwoven into the DNA of every single Jewish person who was present in Egypt and beyond for generations and generations. And when the Torah speaks, it doesn't just speak for that generation who left Egypt, it's speaking to every single one of us. Hashem knew what he was doing when he said, don't oppress the stranger because you know how it feels. Rashi's telling us you know how it feels because you can tap into those emotions. We have such a strong capacity, such an enormous capacity for compassion, for emotion, and therefore the Torah demands you have that capacity, you need to use it, and you're going to be held to that standard. And that's the reason that you can't oppress a stranger. It's an amazing thing to think of. Sometimes we don't appreciate who we are. I'm just me. The Torah holds us in such high esteem because the Torah knows our capacity. Because Hashem, God, was the one who wrote the Torah. And he expects so much of us. And that should be the biggest motivating factor is, hey, I can conquer the world because of who I am. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful Shabbos.